Hey, this is Phil with PRR Computers, and today we're going to be doing a screen replacement for a Gateway NE56 laptop that has a cracked LCD, as you can see here. So the first thing that we need to do is remove all sources of power from the laptop. So we want to make sure that it's not plugged into the outlet, and we're also going to remove the battery. To remove the battery, there is an orange release button here that it's probably easiest to move with a screwdriver. So a small screwdriver will release the battery and then it can be easily popped out, and you just set that to the side. Now, as far as the tools that we're going to be using today, the only two tools that I end up needing are some kind of a small Phillips head screwdriver and an X-Acto knife. This screen is held in place by some clips on this plastic bezel, as well as there are two screws. It's kind of hard to see them there, but they're hidden behind two little rubber or plastic covers. Those are sometimes a little difficult to remove, but it's best to use the X-Acto knife for that. And what you want to do is kind of take the edge of the knife and dig just a little bit right in the border between the screw cover and the case. And you just kind of dig in under the edge of them until you can pry them up, or sometimes they'll just come loose. They're held in place by adhesive. It's a good idea to stick those somewhere nearby the screw hole so you can keep track of them. They're easy to pull off there and put back later. So there are two of those in place here. There's one on the other side. There we go. Now we use our Phillips head screwdriver, and we're going to remove those two screws. The key is to keep track of the order in which you remove them, so you put the right screws back in the right place when you're done. You kind of just push your fingertips underneath the edge of this plastic bezel and pull kind of out and towards yourself, and you'll hear little pops like that. It does not require a whole lot of pressure. So if you're pulling on it and it seems like, you're feeling like you might break it, then maybe move on to another spot and pull up the bezel in those other spots first, and then come back to the tough one, and sometimes it gets easier after that for some reason. Alright, the bezel is pretty much removed except for the two hinge covers here, which are attached to this bezel. If it's being stubborn, get yourself a little flathead screwdriver and just kind of pry up to apply upward pressure on those one at a time to bring it out. There we go. Now we have the LCD screen itself. That is held to the back of the case here by 4 screws in the 4 corners. They are visible, they're not covered. We will actually only need to have to remove the top 2 of these screws, because the LCD itself is actually held in place by 6 screws along the side here. 3 on one side, these are black screws on my model here, and 3 on the other side. But we can't get to those fully right now because the LCD is recessed within the case. So we're going to just remove the top 2 of these screws. So now we can pull the screen just a little bit forward and get access to all 3 of these screws. And these are the ones that actually hold the LCD itself in its place. So there are 3 of those on this side. Whoop. So now the screen itself, the LCD, is actually, for the most part, free from the case. Now there is a little bit of adhesive. Some of it's up near the top here. And you can just kind of gently apply forward pressure and it will cause that to release. There's sometimes a little bit of adhesive down here at the bottom as well. And just be very gentle with your movements here. Now there's a single cable that is attached to the LCD screen, and that is this video cable right here. There is a piece of clear adhesive tape kind of holding that ribbon cable down. So what you want to do is, while gently kind of holding the ribbon cable in place, just peel that adhesive tape up around. Don't remove it completely. Keep it attached to the video cable itself because we'll need it to put this back on. Once all that tape is lifted up, you can now remove the video cable by applying some gentle pressure in this direction. It doesn't require much to get that to come out at all. And there is our LCD, free of the case. I have ordered a replacement right here, and we're going to put this in. Alright, to get this back in place, a lot of this is just going in the reverse of what we just did. So we're going to first reattach the video cable. Now this is very important that the video cable be slid in a kind of a horizontal direction. You don't pop it in this way. It's actually slid into place like so. You're going to slide this into place so that the gold exterior of the clip is flush with the gold of the receptacle that it's sliding into. There shouldn't be any gap visible there. Then you can smooth out your adhesive tape nice and gently. So now we can lay the screen back into place. There are some little plastic guides underneath the screen that help you know where that cable is supposed to go. It's not supposed to go any lower than that. There we go. So now we're going to take our 6 screws for the outer edge, the 3 here and the 3 here, and put those back in place. Reasonably snug, but you don't have to over-tighten them. Now we just need to attach these 2 screws at the top that we removed. 1, 2. And now we're putting our plastic bezel back in place. First, want to secure the hinge covers into their place. And so we pop this into place all the way around. And then we're going to put our 2 screws that we removed here and here. Okay. And we have our screw covers here. And we just slide those right over the tops of the heads, push them a little bit into place. The adhesive does the rest. And there we go. Put our battery back in and see how she looks. I guess that is that. Thanks for watching. If you like it, let me know, and I'll do more of these kinds of things, not just laptops, but other kind of do-it-yourself videos. So, thank you. Have a good night.